This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Now, the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, I talked about this earlier this week. I want to throw it out there again because I haven't mentioned it in a while, alright? Being the fact that things financially for me behind the scenes aren't very good, and I've been relying on your support, recently to get by. One thing that was a suggestion that some people have thrown in there is, Phil, you asked for game donations and the like, which, it's great when people donate a game, that way you don't have to pay for it for the streams. But why don't you do an Amazon wish list where you can list all the upcoming releases, and if people so wish, they can go to your Amazon wish list, they could buy those games, send you the digital codes, right? It would be a good way for people to do that, or they could just buy PSN credit and send you the credit so you can buy games, whenever you need to. Because right now, the way it's working, just so you guys know, I'm basically relying on your tips to buy new games, and, I'll be buying Judgment in the next day or so, and that's relying on the tips that I raised the past few days. Same thing with the other games later this week. They'll all be based off the tips I raised. They're going to pay for everything. So, if I had an Amazon wish list, people could just go there at any time and say, gee, I want to see what Phil's playing in the next month. Oh, he's playing these 6 games. Well, I want to help out. I'm going to buy this one for him, and they could buy it right there from the wish list, and then when the game is released, I get the digital code will be sent to me or whatever. And then I could just immediately have the game. You see what I mean?
Disgusting beggar.
And I guess, streamers and the like have been doing this for years. I never did it. But then again, I've never been in such a bad financial position where, buying games has been an issue, and now it is. So, maybe I'm going to do it. I'm debating doing it. So that way it's convenient for the viewers if they want to help out. And they're not relying on, I'm just going to come to a stream and drop a tip. I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. The tips help a ton. But if you basically go there and, oh, wow, and I can concretely see where, how my contribution is helping, that's a little bit different, I think, right?
Let's face it, is a money factory. Please give me your monies. Give me your money.
So, I'm very strongly considering doing it. I don't know how it works. What I may do is in the next day or two, I might sit down and actually take a look at Amazon, and see how the wishlist system works and mess around with it a little bit, see if I can figure it out. And if I can, maybe I'll dabble in it and we'll give it a shot this week. Especially with all the new games coming out in the next couple of weeks, like, it would definitely help a ton, okay?
I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. It's fun to make money doing it.
Crisis 624, that has nothing to do with what we're even talking about. I think Theo says that, I think what he was saying is people tip $60, it wouldn't cover the game because of taxes. No, that's correct. If they just buy the game, that's different. See what I mean? If someone buys a game and sends me the code, there's not even anything financially involved. If you send me $60, that's $60 I need to pay tax on. That's not enough to cover the sales tax for the game. So, in essence, people who are trying to give monetary donations to buy a game, it's better to just do it through a wishlist system, because then I just get the game. See what I mean? Versus, oh, you're going to send me money, but technically it wasn't enough to even cover the game, and technically I have to pay taxes on that too. It's more convoluted that way. Alright?
My wife left me. Contributions are much appreciated, and they are technically required to keep my going, but they are not mandatory. Who? What the fuck? Like, huh?
Then we had Morning Woody, who tipped me $1 and said, if I tip $20 for you to buy the PS1 Classic Toy Story 2 on the PS3, would you play it for a chill stream since all these classic Disney movies are coming out? See what I mean? This is like exactly in line with what we were already talking about on the pre-stream. Someone who, out of the blue, says, I will send you money to randomly play a game that you had no plans on playing. This is exactly what I mean. This is kind of what I want to avoid, because what happens then, a couple things happens, okay? Number one, this guy might just send me the money, and then I'm not going to play the game. So now he's upset because he sent me the money for a game that I never committed that I was going to play.
We just pocket that.
Number two, if I had an Amazon wish list, I'd much rather have someone just go and buy the games on the list and say, oh, this is what Phil is playing the next month. This is what I'd like to help him with. And they could just do that rather than, oh, I wonder if I could just throw random money at Phil and see if he'll buy a game. Number three, this guy says, I'll throw you $20 to buy the game. That's not even enough, because if it's $19.99 on PSN, that's $19.99 plus sales tax, which isn't included in what he's sending me. Oh, by the way, I also have to pay income tax on the money he just sent me. So, in essence, basically, he didn't even pay close to what the game's worth. You see what I mean? So, by doing an Amazon wish list, number one, I think I would avoid anyone trying to just throw random money at me to buy random games. Like, nope, I already have an established list of games I'm playing. Here it is. See what I mean? And number two, if people actually want to help and buy the game, it'll cover the entire cost of the game instead of only playing for partial, and then I gotta take stuff out of my my pocket to pay the rest. You see what I mean?
Oh!
Benefactor.
Oh!
Where are we headed?
That is disgusting.
There you go. And it's funny because, oh, taxes on tips, laughing out loud. You do realize this is true. That every tip that I receive, I have to pay income tax on. Every single tip I receive is taxable income. And it's funny because some people say, oh, well, other streamers don't do that. Well, other streamers don't pay their taxes correctly. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? They don't. You have to. Every single tip is taxable income, much like if you were a waiter or a waitress or a bartender or anyone who receives a gratuity is taxable income. And you have to report that and you have to pay taxes on it. That's how it works. Some people think this is hilarious or something. It's not. It's not a joke. This is how the government works in America. Okay? Like the other day, guys, someone tweeted me and they said, Phil, you gonna try this? In July 1st, KFC is doing the new Cheetos chicken sandwich. I looked at it, it's a fucking chicken breast covered in Cheetos dust with Cheetos underneath it on a bun. And I'm like, dude, I'm seriously happy I retired DSP Tries It before the sandwich came out because I don't have to eat this disgusting shit anymore. Like, I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore. Even though it was fun to do it, it's like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that garbage and put that garbage in my fucking body.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
Why would you play Judgment? I'm sure it's a good game and all, but it would not make for a good stream. I think the Yakuza series of streams, everyone was falling asleep during, including yourself. Well, here's the thing. Number one, Judgment is not Yakuza. Even though it has a lot of elements from Yakuza, it's got different elements in it as well. And from what reviewers are saying, quite frankly, it's better than Yakuza. Like, people are actually saying, no, understand, this is, like, much better than Yakuza. Like, the elements make it a better game. A lot of people are talking about this game right now. People have been talking about this game all weekend. So, and I love Yakuza games, so even if it is kind of like Yakuza, but not exactly, I enjoy them. Now, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yakuza games, even when they're white hot at launch, don't really retain viewership. You're right. But that's why I'm going to play Judgment as a mainstream for a couple of days. All right. And we're going to see what it's like for, like, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we got new releases starting on Friday. And what'll happen is I'll balance in Judgment with all the other stuff I'm doing as a game that maybe we'll do as late streams. I don't know. But it's not going to be 100% the main focus forever. You see what I mean? Like, we're going to do it as a new release for a day or two.
Day one views. Day one inflated views. Make the money.
And then I'm going to, do other new releases. And then we're going to balance everything. That's how it works. Okay? That's why I'm playing it. Because I like the Yakuza series of games. Maple Story tipped me $5. And says, it must be nice to know that the people who profit off of you would be completely irrelevant if you ever quit. They should remember next time they try to destroy you. It's always been like that. I mean, ever since back in the day, when the oldest people ever who made fun of me, if I remember correctly, one of the very first people was
DSP Cult Leader. And that is a really good clip. I agree, that was a pretty good clip.
who back in the times when I was playing like Fallout 3 and, the classic playthroughs I did like 10 years ago was like,
Phil has indoctrinated children across of YouTube to believe and everything he says and does is true. And he has indoctrinated them to send him money, which is hilarious because back then I wasn't taking money in at all. It was just based on ad revenue stuff. False, wrong, incorrect, negative, no, nay, absolutely not. Fuck that, Phil. You are a dirty, rotten liar.
I just want to say thanks a lot to everyone. I hope to entertain you in the future. Please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money back for what I'm doing. I mean, it's not cheap to do what I'm doing. I bought a lot of games, a lot of equipment, and now I have my own condo, which is basically my studio, to do whatever the hell I want. So, anything that you can give back is much appreciated. I also do have the PayPal donation on the left-hand side of my Dark Side Phil channel. It explains how to go to PayPal and what, email address to send a donation to, darksidephil@hotmail.com.
I've gotten many donations, and as I said before, if you send me a donation of $10, $15, $20 or more, I'll mention your name in a video because I do appreciate that. So thanks a lot. Oh, there's my token burp for you to end this little video.
But anyway, like, he's indoctrinating the children to watch him play games. This is evil. You know, and like, yeah, but the only reason anyone even listens to you is because of me. You know what I mean? And the same thing, you know, over the years, these different groups, the Sons of Kojima and shit, they only exist because of me. None of them would have any fucking relevance if it wasn't for, oh, let's make fun of DSP today, right? And, you know, it's true. The bottom line is, and here's the truth, I think actually some of these people are talented. I don't even want to downplay it. Like, some of these people probably have a lot of creative talent. The problem is they focus it on the wrong thing. Instead of doing, oh, I'm going to take all my talent and my efforts, and my, you know, I have comedic timing and comedic writing skill, and I have editing skill, and instead of putting that towards something productive or fun or constructive, they put it towards something destructive, because that's the easy way out. Instead of building something up, let's tear something down. It really is the easy way out. Drama, instead of, you know, doing something positive for yourself. And that's sad, in my opinion, because I think these people, if they did focus their talents elsewhere, could be very productive people. And if anything, you know, you're saying, you know, these people wouldn't be relevant without me. Truth of the matter is, I feel if they went on and did focus on stuff outside of me, they could be successful. And I actually would support that. Go ahead. Do something positive for yourself. Go make something of yourself. Go do something different than trying to constantly deride and bring other people down, because that's basically the only way you can get attention for yourself. You know, who were these people before me? Nobody's. And then all of a sudden they just jump on the bandwagon of, let's pile on DSP, let's steal his content illegally, let's restream his content illegally, let's do whatever we can, because he can't come after us because he's just a small potatoes guy, you know, let's just do whatever we can to make a quick buck off of his behalf, instead of actually doing something productive for ourselves, right? It's stupid. And I agree with you, you know, but that these people are relevant only because of me. However, like I said, I really do feel that if these people actually focused on other efforts, they could actually be productive people. They're so misguided because they've gotten this popularity for being negative, drama-filled people, that's what they're known for. And they don't realize that if they took their efforts towards something positive, they could actually make a positive impact on the world instead of a negative one. But I guess that's life, huh? Some people just take the easy way out. Alright, Pragmatic Tactician, cheers. I think it's dumb people can legally receive donations through restreaming. Donation platform should just make it so if you receive a donation by stealing other content and properly, you don't get the money. Yeah, well, you know, it shouldn't be allowed at all.
That if someone is illegally restreaming my stream, those are my views. You're right, they are.
Restreaming without permission shouldn't be allowed. The problem is YouTube, as I've told people many times, doesn't get involved in these disputes unless there's a lawsuit involved. They won't even take down a video. If you legally prove someone just stole your video, okay, and you strike down that video on YouTube, that person can just dispute your strike, and the video goes back live, and then you have to sue them to get the video taken down. That's actually how it works. If you can believe it, how stupid is that, right? It makes no sense. But that's how it works. That's how YouTube's system works. Twitch is the opposite. Twitch, if you could just prove someone's stealing your content, they shut that shit down right away and the person will get banned. But on YouTube, it's like pulling teeth to get them to do anything to even notice it. And then if they notice it, they just restore it anyway until you sue them. So YouTube doesn't have any actual protections in there for content creators at all. All they have is protections for their own ass.
Ow! Why'd you do that?
I said, guess what? I think it's finally time that DSP bites back a little bit.
Why did you do that? Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
So they have things in there to protect them from being sued, but not from anyone else from stealing your content. And that's pathetic, and that's why I hate YouTube. And I'm pretty much done with it, you know? But that's also why the people who steal my content are over on YouTube, because YouTube is basically where everyone who does illegal shit goes, because YouTube doesn't give a fuck. Versus on Twitch, you can't get away with that shit. The old node tipped me $1. Since my Switch is covered in dust, I haven't touched it since Odyssey. I'll pick up Mario Maker 2 if you'll be playing viewer levels. Also excited for the wish list. It'd be cool to know that I funded a full playthrough from you. Yeah, the way I'm gonna approach, as I said, the way I'm gonna approach Super Mario Maker 2 is exactly how I did Super Mario Maker 1, alright? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to basically play the game at release for a day or two. If it has a story mode, I'll check that out, or whatever. Maybe I'll see initially what levels are available online. But then I'm going to give it a break. I'll probably play only 1 or 2 sessions. Then I'm purposely going to take a break from the game for like a week or two. I'll go back to it in a week or two, and I'll say, now that people have had time to dive into this game, what did they do with it? What did they make? Because the best content of that game is the user-created levels, by far.
Ultimate laziness. In the last 10 years, that's basically been me.
The initial content will just be covering whatever's in the game at launch.
Day one views, day one inflated views, make the money. I got an anonymous dollar tip saying you're having a hard time with Crash Team Racing because you're not good at it. You didn't even know the drift meter was there until last night. That's completely incorrect. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I knew the drift meter was there since the beginning of the playthrough. How else would I have been doing the speed boosts on the corners? You're dumb. Burn in hell, Burnell. And now I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess. Support content creators who love what they do, who do things for a living because they have a passion for it, who because they love gaming, they put out content. They don't do drama shit. They don't do these stunts. They don't do stupid shit because they're genuine good people who love what they do and they want to be, sharing of that with the world. Don't support people who pull stupid shit. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a scammer. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.